How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another video on the channel. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about Player of the Month, Bruno Fernandes. Now, again, for some reason, my Elgato has been having trouble getting my Xbox gameplay to my computer for some reason. It's just not working. We get a black screen. So we're actually going to head on to Footbin today, but we're going to be talking about some Player of the Month, Bruno Fernandes investments we can make, as well as I'm going to show you guys why I think he's going to win. He was the top performer in the Prem so far. I think a lot of people will agree. Plus, I think he's favored to win a fan vote anyways, regardless if, he wasn't the best performing player throughout the month. So it should be good. We're going to have a lot of investment little opportunities with fodder and stuff. I think he's going to be a very popular card, meaning that fodder will likely do well as link investments to him. You should see them go up quite a bit. As far as Bruno Fernandes, goes, as far as like coming out and being released, it's going to be probably not for another 2 weeks, I think. I'm not too sure how much longer is left on the current Premier League Player of the Month. But, with a card like Bruno, he does have other special versions. So we'll start off with that because I know a lot of people always have questions. I think Bruno's inform will actually tank when this Player of the Month comes out at first anyways, just due to the hype coming down on him. This always happens because just people are scared. They don't know what's going to happen. And then they sell off their card thinking they can get the newer version of him. It happens for literally every card. So what we're going to do is we're going to head over to Footbin in just a second here. And we're going to go over, what I think are the best investment opportunities. We'll take a look at some players. Son has 10 days left. So I'd imagine we're going to start getting the fan vote either this weekend. And we should be getting him next Friday, I think. So not this next Friday coming up, or the current Friday coming up, but the next one after. So it'd be like the second week, or the second Friday of the month. So let's head over to the desktop and we'll get to it. So this is Footbin's Player of the Month contenders list. So as you can see, Bruno Fernandes in 3 games had 4 goals and an assist. Manchester United won all 3 games. I think the only other person that could compete with him really is going to be Jamie Vardy with 2 goals, 2 assists. However, they lost twice and City 1-1, but Mahrez, I think just 1 game for him. I don't think that is enough for him to get into a Player of the Month spot. So I do think Bruno Fernandes is going to get away, and win this one right here. Now, as far as potential investments go, and what I like to do is I always like to go to cheapest players by rating. This is something I've showed you guys in the past here. It's a really, really, really good way to take a look at what the cheapest fodder is on the market currently. So right here, this is all Premier League players. Personally, I think, judging off of Son, and we can actually go to active challenges and look at Son's challenges, I think Bruno's going to be priced fairly similar to Son. Bruno Fernandes is a really good cam. I really, really enjoy his gold card, and his inform is, really good as well. So here's Son. If we take a look here, we can take a look at the requirements. So with Son, he required, a Spurs mix, a Prem mix, and then 2 rated squads. This one being the most expensive. Now, Son was 800k, apparently. What I mean by kind of price match, I think Bruno will be similar in the SBC requirements, but I think they're going to leave out just maybe one of these squads, like this one right here, top form. I think Bruno will be priced around 500, 600k, I think is a fair price. Looking at his inform though, you can usually judge, how EA will do it based off looking at other versions of the cards. So Bruno actually has 2 inform versions. So I believe the Player of the Month will go to an 89. So, with a card like Bruno, I'd imagine they'd price him pretty much similar to his inform. If they put it too high, nobody's going to do it. And if they put it too low, you're going to see his inform versions kind of crash down a little bit. So I think 600k, 700k is a fair value. I think they're going to lean towards 700k. They've been, with the icon SBCs, we've seen their price just a little bit higher than the icons themselves. So I think similar to that, we're going to see Bruno Fernandes. He's likely going to get a card that's about 650 to 700k. I believe he should be 89 rated. I'm not entirely sure. If he is 90, which I don't think is possible, I think it's +2 and then +1 after that. But I might be mistaken. Please correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. But, if Bruno is 90 rated, he will be closer to Son's price at 800k. As you can see, these versions kind of have about a 300k increment in them. So I'd imagine the Player of the Month would be similar if we got a 90 rated version. And obviously, I don't think we'll get an 88 version. So I believe it's 89, but if it is 90 for some reason, just expect that. Now, back to what we can invest in. Obviously, Sun included some higher priced cards. So what's a good idea to invest in for something like this? I'm always a big fan of these 86s and just these defender cards. I think these higher rated defender cards are really, really great fodder choices. Now, if we go down here, we can see some of this higher rated fodder. Looking at Prem, you don't have to look at Premier League, but a lot of people like to do Prem, squads because they're in the requirements. So they'll say like minimum 1 Premier League player, and you'll see fodder kind of rise up due to that. Now, we likely will see 1 inform, so it doesn't hurt to pick up one of these informs at 86 rated, I think, or 85 rated, although I don't see too many that are very worth picking up. But we have a very good selection right here of 86 informs at a decent price. Same with 84 rated. Now, I'm not sure if 84 rated would be required or not, but based off Sun, I'm expecting anywhere from 84 to 87 rated fodder being needed. I don't think they'll include an 88 rated squad. For someone like Bruno, I think more like an 87 rated squad, 86, 85, something like that. Plus an inform. The price again it's gonna be close to that inform at 600k if it is 89 rated. So I'd imagine that this kind of fodder would be required. Now again, like I said, you don't have to pick up these exact cards. You don't have to pick them up from the Prem. However, usually Premier League cards will do a little bit better when it's Player of the Month Premier League and stuff. If you guys want to find decent cards and you do not want to invest just solely Premier League, I recommend picking up center backs, left backs, and right backs. These cards go up the most. A lot of people who watch the Black Friday videos would know that. And it's just because there's very scarce supply at these higher rated positions. As you can see here, for 86 rated, these are the only center backs right now in the game. So, when people are looking to, set up a team of 86 rated or something like that, there's a very scarce selection of what people can really choose to use. So, Hummels, PK, and that's it. There is no other really good selection of center backs unless you want to spend a lot. Now, obviously, people will pick up, the more expensive cards, and all that, and even try and build like, they'll throw like a 90 rated goalkeeper in, whatever the case may be. You know what happens usually for these SBCs. So it doesn't hurt to pick up some 86, 85, 87 rated defenders. Now, some of them are a little bit higher than usual, or like they were. We have seen a lot of SBCs recently, so it might not hurt to kind of wait a little bit before we start buying in. Reason being is cards like Laporte, for example, on Black Friday have gone up. This card is now sitting at 33k on Xbox when he was literally 25k during Black Friday. I myself actually picked up Laporte's at 23k, sold him at 30k. Unfortunately, I just didn't think he would go up more afterwards. But the same thing with PS, he's gone up quite a bit from 22k to, what he's at now, 30k. So really interesting rises on some of these cards. So be careful, look into cards before you start buying. The reason being, like I said, you want to make sure you're picking up cards on the low, so it doesn't hurt to maybe wait a little bit. Again, like I said, this SBC isn't going to be dropping until probably, if we look at the calendar here, Friday I want to say it's the 11th, so we likely won't see the SBC until the 11th anyways. So what's going to happen is there's going to be more buy time opportunities, especially when we're coming into a weekend with Team of the Group stage where sometimes based off last year and 2 years prior, we start to see this kind of decline on a lot of cards. So a lot of panic could come this weekend, making this fodder cheaper. So keep an eye out for that as well. Again, we could take a look at the fullbacks. Fullbacks are just as good as the center backs, in my opinion. They don't hurt at all to use because, again, there's such a scarce selection. Look at the selection at this price. Sandro is the only 85 rated right back or left back. Alba is the only 86 rated. Robertson's the only 87 rated. So there's very scarce selection at these positions, meaning when SBCs do require them, they go up in price quite a bit. Now I know, with someone like Bruno, we're likely going to see a Premier League, maybe a Manchester United requirement, and then possibly like a Portuguese requirement in each of his SBCs. So just something to look out for. Tellez isn't a bad shout for Manchester United. There's not many high-rated defenders on United, so Telles is a good shout. Again, I would stay in that 84 to 87 range, though, because likely what we're going to see is the SBC be more expensive, obviously. And finally, we'll take a look at the right backs, and we'll wrap up the video. There's not too much more to talk about. Again, very scarce selection here for, these players. So just be aware of that, heading into these SBCs. These defenders do well because there's such a scarce supply of them. Anyways, again, before we wrap it up, Bruno Fernandes, you'll likely start to see this card drop a little bit, just because that's another alternative on the market. You will see a little bit of a panic sell before that. Next up, I also want to talk about Rashford. Rashford is a really, really meta link, honestly. I'm a big fan of Rashford's cards. He's really, really good. If you guys want a potential investment, look to buy during the dip coming in this weekend for Team of the Group stage. And I would take a look at someone like Rashford. He has great links to Bruno Fernandes, and I think, with the Bruno Fernandes Player of the Month, plus, the usual Thursday flips, being this card is meta and stuff, he's a very good opportunity. But like I said, wait until a buy window comes in. He will be lower than what he is right now during this video, so you should be able to make a decent little profit on a card like Rashford. So just keep an eye out for that. Really good buy time. And there's also the potential, obviously, of him getting into Team of the Group stage, so keep an eye on that too. It should be a very interesting weekend and week, and just a whole month in general. It should be a lot of fun. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed today's video, please drop a thumbs up on it. If you guys have any questions, feel free to drop them down in the comments, and make sure to subscribe if you are new. And until next time, guys, peace.